Hey everyone, this is actually a very special edition of the Squeaky Unclean podcast. We've done a bit of renovations. There's a couple of changes. Just keep watching. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Hello everybody, we're back. We are back. We are back. Those of you who are watching on my YouTube channel, hello. This is episode number 9 of the Squeaky Unclean podcast. We have not renovated the room. There's no green screen attached. We are just doing this in an actual studio. We are up and up to professionalism, guys, on episode 9. Might as well. And actually in the studio right now, we have the lovely Kate Davis.
Well, good day.
Absolutely. We got to fix that mic, man.
It doesn't reach over further. And he keeps touching my boobs every time I reach in.
It's Cam's first MILF, as we said. That's going to be his first official porno.
This is an exciting podcast for me. I'm enjoying this, guys.
It definitely is.
It's a lot happening.
It is.
It's a pretty epic 9th podcast you got going on.
Well, you know, I like as we're starting to do this more consistently now. I was working a lot, and I didn't necessarily have the time, and it's hard to there's a lot of conflicting schedules too. But when people are available, that's when you gotta capitalize. And absolutely. Oh yes, and joining us also in the studio is the wonderful Mr. Cameron Adamson, and also my partner as a security guard as well.
The worst security duo.
Yeah.
What? You guys are security guards?
No.
I feel as if we were to combine into one person, we'd be one full person. Except Cam would just have a bigger dick. That's the only difference.
We still wouldn't be good security guard. Like, even if we were one full person, I'm not sure we'd be great at security.
Yeah, but you have the upper body strength.
Upstairs and you guys would be
Exactly.
Speaking of stairs, we were all there last night when I had my life flash before me.
Oh my God, you were swung over a man's
I know, and
you were fireman up the stairs.
I was. I'm just happy. I'm just happy the dude wasn't drinking anymore.
No,
I'm happy.
He was sober.
Absolutely,
The whole trip. Because what happened is, after Dave and I did that open mic
yes,
at the Comedy Quarry, we went to Maroon Brothers. The whole trip down there, all Dave was saying was like, I'm still alive, I'm still alive.
I didn't die.
You were that freaked out? How
Yes.
do you usually get up the stairs?
Okay.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah.
more slowly.
We gotta fix the mic, dude. The mic's all weird. Can you pull it closer? Oh, it's my mic. Okay. Okay, no worries. All right, that's good. Anyways.
Now you know how we feel.
Well done. Well done.
Okay, I got you. Okay, all right. Anyways. Yeah. I'll move back a bit. We'll edit this out. Don't worry.
No, we're keeping this in.
This
We're
is part of the
definitely-
magic, man. Keep this going.
is the magic.
It's a good thing I'm familiar with the software. I have to say.
I want to see this in. I want to see this.
I think we should just keep it
I'm
in.
awkward sitting here. I don't even know how to.
This is what happens sometimes.
Oh no!
You guys are doing like a Charlie's Angels thing. I kind of like that right now.
Which one would we each be?
Hey, I got the hair.
Like, if we were all Charlie's
no, I
Angels.
wouldn't. I don't know.
I think Kay would make a good Farrah.
No, come
You can do a
on.
good
I'm like the.
She was the. Why can't I be?
You're Farrah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because you doubted that so quickly.
No, I don't want to die of bum cancer. You can be Farrah.
Oh man, bum cancer.
That is so
It's the first
wrong.
expression I've heard.
I've never heard
All
that
day that I
expression
enjoyed.
either.
Well,
This is quite the podcast.
no,
We have
it's
sexual
okay.
harassment, bum cancer.
well, that's how you got to start the
Joking.
9th new one. We had to have some renovations now.
Knock on wood, yeah.
And there's wood. This is real wood, so that's
Yeah,
nice. I'll actually fix the audios later since I'm
Okay.
familiar with the
It's really
software
hot in
system.
here.
I know. I apologize. I did bring some water. I don't have mono or herpes, so that would be
Wow.
nice.
Mono or herpes.
Mono, it's like I had to select
he
that
has
kind
one
of.
or the other, but not both.
Why one or the
At
other?
the
Why
same time.
why can't it just?
At the same time.
Well,
Every week
clear.
is a different one. They rotate. His body-
Clearly, if this is what mono or herpes does to you, you should wrap your dick up every single time.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
You
You're
should
like.
always wrap your dick up.
I know.
I would think that'd be good advice.
Yeah, I'm like the G.I. Joe of condoms. I just kind of like strap them around like, like a vest or whatever.
Really?
Whenever I go and I can just rip them off, kind of rip them off. And
There's an episode of Simpsons where Mr. Burns goes to get his checkup.
I
And the
did.
doctor's like, you have every disease known to man. And Mr. Burns is like, so you're saying I'm invincible?
That's a
And the doctor's
way.
like, no, the slightest breeze could kill you. And he walks up like, invincible. That's you remind me of that. Not the
Absolutely.
walking, but the rest of
Not
it.
the walking, like you're one to talk.
That's why I can say these things if Kate says it. She'd
I
be
think
mean.
Mr.
I would
Burns.
be mean, exactly.
But if I say it,
I think
You're
Mr. Burns
funny.
would be like that's like the only like he would be a good zombie. I think that guy is like 1,000,000 years old now.
I like
he was
Mr.
he
Burns.
was
He's one
already
of my
like 80
favorite
when it came
characters.
out. 20
so
years
there
has
aren't that many
passed.
comics in Windsor.
No, there aren't.
You two are doing comedy, so it's
Yeah.
just like, do you guys like? Are there a lot of disabled comics in Windsor?
Um,
It's like,
you are
people-
looking at both of them, and we cover pretty much every category when you think about it. I don't know, we like to diversify it a bit. It's kind of funny. Windsor's such an interesting city, and we were talking about this before we went on the air. I was born and raised here, and one of the things I like, and yet I also don't, is that it's tough to really get stage time, but when you do get stage time, you have to be good because as you've seen, like audiences that aren't familiar with comedy, they expect something, and when you give them basically like when you have like a certain persona, when you're trying to work on your stuff, if you can get seasoned down here and if you can succeed down here, you can succeed anywhere, because it really is difficult to get stage time, and it really is difficult to figure out your voice. Like I started when I was about 15, and you said you started when you were 29.
I was 29 when I
Yeah.
started. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, what made you want to get into it?
I just lived around the corner from a comedy club,
Really?
and I'd have to pass this little comedy club every day to get to my best friend's house.
Right.
So one night I just put the kids to sleep and went in. And that night I met Gavin Stevens,
Oh yes.
Ron Jossel, Alan Park was there. They were like, "Come to this club and this club," and I was just hooked.
I don't know if Ron remembers this, but I did an open mic at this Irish pub, and he actually fired me and carried me up something, and up 4 flights of steps.
He carried you up.
He
4
did.
flights?
I don't think he remembers. I
Such
didn't.
a sumo, Ron Jossel.
He is, man.
Why are you so strong? and
I don't know. He apparently, like, I heard the story that him and Russell Peters used to train together. Like they
They were
both
both.
did
Well,
box.
Russell was a boxer, or
Mhm.
into boxing, and I believe Ron was into jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a black belt. He's a killer. I'll have to
Absolutely.
send him the podcast. You're a killer.
Absolutely.
So he just he's very gentleman. But Yeah.
I found that with a lot of Toronto comics too. It's really interesting.
Like you can say there's like it's funny because I think it's easier here, even though you say if you can do it here, because Toronto there's so much competition.
Yeah.
Where here you can there might not be as much stage time, but there's definitely not as there aren't 30 comics trying to get on one night.
No.
So I don't know what's.
There's definitely
worse.
competition, but I feel as if people, in this sense, the city toughens you up. You know what I mean? It toughens you up because you either have a great show or you have, you can have so-so shows where people
Yeah,
are,
that's everywhere, right?
That's true. It's definitely, and as
Oh
you
my
know,
God,
you've,
yeah.
you've traveled around, you've done a lot of stuff. So
That is everywhere.
it is
Not you
everywhere.
guys, sorry. Not just here.
Absolutely.
It's tough everywhere.
I've told myself that too, because you can get discouraged sometimes every now and then. You can kind of ask yourself, what am I really
every
doing?
day. Every other joke.
we're
What?
comics. We're supposed to be a little bit sad, That's
Yeah,
kind of
I don't
think
know.
that's true.
part of the territory.
I think a part of it's true, but I also think on some level.
I'm amazed I got out of bed today.
Good job.
Just crying on my pillow.
Every night I go into a corner in my apartment and just cry about.
I think it's just about if you have something unique to say, which is like any
Your
art
own
form.
story.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
your own story. Like you obviously have a very unique style. Like I've seen some female comics, and I don't agree with the stigma that that women aren't funny. I do think that you have to work harder as a female comic, because I do have friends who said
You know
they've
what?
had to.
But even you continuing this conversation to me
Mhm.
is just like everyone should just stop. And you know what?
Yeah.
Funny's funny.
Yeah,
Like I don't care what your gender is or what your just be funny.
absolutely.
It just doesn't
I agree, and
make a
that's
difference.
that's the thing I like about.
That's like me saying it's easier for you guys because people are gonna feel sorry for you.
Yeah,
That is true. It
And
is, and
people-
I
It is.
love it.
Do you think it's true?
we use
I
that as an
wish
advantage. We
people-
play the
People
shit
can
out
be
of that.
like,
Are you kidding me?
There's a no, yeah.
All the time we'll pull the whole.
You guys are
Oh, back in the day, I used to purposely point out the stairs that I had to get up or down going out to stage just to get a sympathy. Oh, good job, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
We're shameless about it. We're pretty bad.
Yeah, and we're good when we're on stage together too, because it gives us material. And I find that like
You
my
guys make fun of each other's disabilities.
all the time.
Oh, no.
Are you kidding? We're assholes to each other
That's what we
all the
do.
fucking time.
Yeah, it makes it fun because it's good times, and because the thing about it, I think for being a a comic in a wheelchair or anything, is a lot of people will be thinking of the jokes before you say them anyways, but they'll be embarrassed or afraid to say them.
And
Right.
usually they're bad jokes. Like, oh, how fast can that thing go? I bet you must get blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, actually, I was going to go a different route and say something funnier than you, Mr. Redneck Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, a friend of mine, Cam Wells, actually, coincidentally, his name's Cam, he said a very interesting quote that still resonates with me. I've known him for about 6 years, and I still remember it. He said that disability is the new normal, which means that, society is always an ever-changing vessel in a sense of like what we deem as socially acceptable and how we treat people. It always varies from time to time.
When I was a kid, everything was so exclusive. Like, if you were either dumb or smart in your class, you were in different groups. If you had a learning disability, you were in a different classroom. If you had a mental or physical disability, you weren't even in our school. We didn't want to know you. You
So
didn't
true.
exist. And if you did, we made fun of you. Right. But it's true.
That's fair. That's reasonable.
fair.
Right? But now it's like everything's very inclusive and everyone, everything, like even television, like Little People Big World, and you have all those shows where everyone is just, you got your own show because you're little.
But that's not always such a good thing, because it's harder for people like me who are lazy as a rule.
But
I'm
lazy is just, you know what, you have to stop that. Like, just work hard, and that's all the best comics work hard.
But once upon a time, like, if you had no legs, you had an excuse, because you could do stuff. You could say, like, I don't want to go dancing, I'm in a wheelchair. But now
I can't chop wood.
I can't chop wood. I guess we're going to freeze to death, guys, because there's no I can't
Well,
use an axe.
You go hunt tonight.
I think it's clear if the apocalypse comes, you and I are fucked. Let's be honest. We're both
That's
fucked.
true, but nonetheless, nowadays, like, I remember when it happened to me. I'll never forget this, when I realized that, like, that people's perceptions about people with disabilities was changing, and it wasn't always going to be to my benefit, was back in the day, I would always tell, like, I don't like to dance. I'm just not coordinated. So back in the day, nobody would ask me if I wanted to dance, and I'd just be fine with that. I'd be happy. But then I was at a friend's wedding or something, and somebody said, you want to dance? I said, I don't dance. And they go, well, I saw this video with Ludacris, and with all these people in wheelchairs dancing, so what's your excuse? And I was
There
like,
you
true.
go. Bam.
if they didn't do that, nobody would bug me. But now there's always somebody who has a cousin or a friend who's in a wheelchair who dances. Makes my life. Why must we reach for the stars? Why can't we reach for just the grass? Just keep expectations low.
Wow.
Not necessarily keep them low. I just feel as if a friend of mine, Jeff Preston's a motivational speaker. He's actually going to be on the podcast in a few weeks, and he's going to be on my other friend Cam's show. And he said that the problem with people's perceptions is that people have 3 different categories that they lump disabled people into. First one is the super crip, the person that can do anything, the Terry Foxes, the Rick Hansons, the people that overcome so-called insurmountable odds, which they are, because it takes a lot of balls to do that. The second one is like the Tiny Tims, who feel sorry for me, stuff like that. And then the last one is like kind of like the Darth Vader villainous kind of, I hate the world, fuck everybody because of my condition
You're
and my
angry.
predicament. Yeah, and you're angry.
Well, that's like the guy in Forrest Gump.
Yes.
What's his name?
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, Lieutenant
Lieutenant Dan.
I love Lieutenant Dan.
I
He was
love
awesome.
Lieutenant Dan too.
Absolutely.
It's become a very interesting podcast all about disability. Like, that's
No, I like
didn't
it though.
mean to. It was me.
Well, but that's what I like though. We can go in any different direction we want.
Yeah.
They're-
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant. That was a good movie.
Yeah,
I love that
wow.
movie.
It was an excellent movie. It was also, I think, one of like the first mainstream movies that
You
kind
might
of.
lose some podcast listeners from saying it's an excellent movie. I'm kidding.
It's all subjective.
It's awesome.
It's all your own interpretation, bitches. It's whatever you want. It's whatever you want.
Squeaky
Life is
wheels,
a
making
box of
friends,
chocolates.
getting listeners.
Absolutely. No, it's absolutely. It's true. I think that was like one of the first mainstream movies to kind of show a person with a mental disability. I mean, obviously, he was coincidentally put in all these amazing historical.
And just
predicaments.
running into like
Yeah, just running into the shit.
horseshoe up his
He's like the
ass.
luckiest
I
dumb
just
guy.
invested in apples.
It's like,
Did he invest in apples?
It was Apple computer.
Oh,
yeah, Apple
right.
Computer and the crawfish thing,
Yeah.
the Bubba Gump shrimp.
Yeah. Exactly.
Isn't that funny? I think that's really interesting, though, because life is kind of like that. You just kind of stumble on stuff. Like you said, you stumbled
Yeah.
on comedy when you were
I
29.
never thought about being a comic.
Neither
ever.
did I. I wanted to do like
Now it's an addiction.
Because you can't stop. Like, isn't it true once you start, you cannot stop?
I
Like,
don't know. I'm hoping one day I'll be able to.
Maybe.
One day, maybe.
In
I don't
But I
know.
do motivational speak as well.
Oh,
So
really?
I do a lot of that. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I know.
When,
You didn't.
when did you start that?
When did I start? About 9 years ago.
Okay.
So I speak on balancing life with humor,
Wow.
and I teach people how to lighten up and not take themselves so seriously.
Do you like go to schools or do you just conduct
I
seminars?
do mostly corporate work. Corporations hire me.
Okay. That's
I go in.
interesting.
And school boards and social services and I don't know everyone.
Nice.
Really. I think that's a place that needs a sense of humor. Like if
The
you
corporate
were.
world.
Oh, absolutely.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah,
I
the corporate world. Yeah. Wow.
you know, even if you work in different departments, even if you work in the social services like I
Yeah.
did for a little bit, it's really cutthroat.
Did you
and
get fired?
I didn't get fired. My contract
happened?
ended. You just think I get fired from everywhere just because I'm a little shit kicker, but I'm also charming and adorable. Let's be honest.
Wow.
He was very defensive about that. I think
He
he might have been
was.
fired. I'm
I
not
know.
sure.
No, I was
Did you
trying
run over
to.
somebody? Did
What
you?
No, I was just
Tell us.
projecting my inflated self-image. Clearly.
Well, good job, sir. Way to go. Project with your, what was that? Inflated self-image?
Inflated self-image, man.
Ken's
We.
keeping his arms
That's
crossed.
right. I'm sure there's body language in this somehow.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
What I love what you did last night when you were on stage is you even mentioned it too. The way the stage at the Comedy Quarry set is it kind of like cuts off your feet and you're really high up. The altitude is ridiculous compared to the crowd level. I didn't even think of that because like if I do a show like that, I'm used to kind of like being up above people like that because most of the time
Right.
I'm not. But you said you like it when it's more at like a level height
Yeah.
so that people can
No,
see you more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what Cam did, well, you can tell the joke, but like you basically kind of got out of your chair and sat in front of it. What was it, like a bartender?
So it looked like you were the bartender.
It
That
did.
was so funny.
It was perfect.
It's
You know what?
one of
You
those
guys should try and
jokes.
film a bit of that tonight.
I think
and
we
then
need
cut
to.
it in.
You know what I think we should do
To the
because,
podcast.
So people can understand.
Yeah,
They're not all
Yeah.
confused.
Really funny.
well, you can imagine like obviously go see Cameron Adamson. A lot of the shows we do together. We're actually doing a show on Sunday at Villains.
Yes, 8 to 9. It's going to be
8 to
comedy
9.
and improv.
Oh yeah, and tonight I'm doing Leo's Comedy Corner. I haven't been back there in 4 years, and now is my return.
What were you banned?
I wasn't banned. It was an issue
Where's
with.
Leo's? What's
Well, we
Leo's?
Well, no, it's Leo's used to be on Ottawa actually.
Oh, it closed down.
Yeah. There's. I don't want to go into too much detail. I don't
No.
really know the ins and outs, but
When
basically,
does this air?
we're as soon as we edit it, it'll probably air this weekend.
In like 8 months. It doesn't matter what show.
Everybody's going to be going
It's
to
late
Villains.
today. It's gonna be later and later.
It's a black
never
thing.
gonna
I
air.
apologize.
We're just gonna.
You guys are all on time.
25 years from now, we'll see
Yeah,
this thing
yeah.
finally pop up
We'll be
somewhere.
okay.
like, hey.
I remember the terribly awkward conversation.
I don't think this is awkward. I'm having a good time. You guys.
I have to
I'm
keep,
having a great time.
I keep
Wow.
staring at the clock so as
Don't
to
stare at the
avoid
clock,
staring
man.
anywhere else.
Yeah, you don't have to say
Because
it.
What, what do you mean anywhere else?
Whenever
now?
I
What
look
do you-
anywhere, you accuse me of looking at your breasts every time.
Boobs, boobies.
Or your
Well,
boobs.
yeah, but Cam, like we're always when we're sitting in our chairs, we're always at booby and ass height when you
That's
think about
true.
it.
That is true.
And weren't you trying to do a bit about that?
You
You
should
know
guys-
a bit about that.
You
I
guys should
sorta
do a
did.
tour together.
We need to.
We've
You
done
could
that.
get sponsorship. For
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
It could be like a charity. We actually did a show a while ago called "This Is Not a Telethon," even though we were depending on donations to fund the show. So it kind of was a telethon. You think
It's all
about it.
Dave's, by the way. That was Dave's. That was Dave's.
Well-
How'd you say it?
No, it's just
Everyone's like, why does he need a telethon if he can afford braces? This is
I know, man.
bullshit."
it's paid for by the government and some nice people.
His braces are getting
I bribed in the
rusty. He
black
needs new
market.
braces.
I brush them, sort of.
Come on.
Yeah, no, I think it was
Too much.
it was when we started at Cass's, and we would always I don't know, I would think I would always follow you, or either like one of us would either follow each other.
It was your bit. I remember it because I was mad at you. Because
Why are you mad at me?
I thought it was the funniest thing ever, and I was sorry I didn't think of it. Because I went up and I did my thing, and then I got off the stage, and you went up next, and you go, two people in disabilities. This is like a telethon, and I was like, that's so funny. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have worked because he hadn't been up yet.
It would have been weirder, yeah.
It would definitely have been weird. I don't know. I just a lot of the times, especially with those sets, I improvise.
Okay, did that happen the first time you guys met? You're like, come on, there's only room for one of us.
I thought that in my head, but I didn't make it into words. So we definitely a lot of the times people would like say who would win the fight, you or Cam. You know what I mean? And some people said Cam.
He's got
'cause-
good upper body strength. I
But
think Cam
but
would.
people
Thank
say
you.
I fight dirty, so that could also
You
work
just, like,
too.
But there's no feet to pull up
I
from.
don't know. Once we're on the ground, it's fair game, man.
That should be the next for number 10 because 10 is like a big.
You could like wrestle.
We should wrestle.
Yeah.
Because 10's a big number.
You should.
I think you guys should get like a baby pool. Fill it with like Jello or oil or something and wrestle.
Oh man.
I will drive in for that.
Oh, you could be the ring.
Can I be the referee?
You could be the referee.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
All right, this is what's happening, Mom. This is I went to law school, but screw it. Wrestling with Dave.
Exactly.
In Jello.
It's okay. I think that would be a good sketch, man.
I made bad life choices somewhere along the way. Should reevaluate things.
No, man, you're chasing your dream. That's never a bad life choice.
If you hurt him, he can't sue you.
That's true. Because we've agreed to it on air, on the camera. We
have a couple times.
There'll be no suing.
No.
For the record, I don't remember much about my schooling, but I don't think that's actually a legal contract. I think you could still sue me if I hurt you. I don't think this counts.
Just shut up.
You can't sue me if I hurt you.
It's okay. Like honestly, what are we gonna do though? Like we'll both.
And then he just cuts to us wrestling.
It's pretty much. Next week on the Squeaky Unclean podcast, the epic finale: Cripple fight the sequel. Sorry, South Park.
The sequel? What was the first one? Is that
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm making a trailer for the sequel. It could be like a movie sequel. It could be like a trilogy.
There'll be like a million of these.
Yeah, man, it's like a trilogy. Why can't we have a trilogy?
We could, because the first one we could fight against each other, and the second one.
We have a 4-part trilogy.
Oh man. I wonder what happens to like the third. It's just like we all get like bruises and stuff, and there's like it's like two torsos fighting each other. It's like the spare parts of people.
Every trilogy, there's one less limb. We're down to.
You bite his ear.
It's like that scene from Monty Python with the Black Knight, and he's chopping off all his limbs. It's a flesh.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, Paramount, here we come. With
exactly.
4-part trilogy idea.
It's okay. I think we'll be famous one day, Cam. People aren't gonna get enough.
Something.
Yeah, people can't get enough of
Or
us.
infamous, who knows?
You're opening for Kate this weekend, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Let's plug it a little bit at the Comedy Quarry. That's 1444 Ottawa Street.
Do it. Go there. Even
definitely.
if this airs after this weekend.
It might be a little bit hard to find because it kind of looks like the streets really just ripped apart. It looks like a war zone. Yeah.
By August, it's supposed to be done.
That's true.
And it's at Rockhead Pub, right?
It is at Rockhead Pub, in the basement of Rockhead Pub.
Just come to Rockhead at any
go
point
to
in
the
time.
basement.
Absolutely, and
on
free
Friday,
parking.
Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when school starts in September.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, we have just students back in town.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be a key market for Windsor too. A lot of the times I think our economy could be turned around. It's just that people have an issue working together. Like if more people were like, I'm just obviously saying this from an area of bias, but if more people were like us, I think it would be a little bit better because we like each other. We work together.
Not giving a shit.
Yeah. Well,
Disabled and just.
Well, yeah, and that's the whole. Yeah.
Wow, you had to bring that
be
up
like
again.
ramps everywhere, man.
Just pointing it out.
Wow.
That's one of my favorite Russell Peters bits where he talked about how he was at because like I guess his principal thought he was slow or whatever, and he went to that special school, and like he was there with every kid that had any type of disability you could think of. If you were if you were physically disabled, mentally.
Yeah, you were sent to a different school.
Yeah, isn't that interesting how they used to do that back in the days? Do you think? I think that came from a place of fear, essentially, because
all exclusivity comes from a place of fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like, when a big group of people are laughing, what's our first thought? What are they laughing at? Everyone wants to be a part of that.
You can tell how smart somebody is by what they laugh at. I'm requoting that from somewhere, but I think you can. It changes with every show too, because sometimes like
I can tell if an audience is if I throw in a couple tags and they get them, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a good show.
Yeah, definitely.
If they don't, then I'm like.
And sometimes I find like with fundraisers and certain like like sometimes corporate events, some of the material I even want to do I can't always do because
you have to be clean.
You have to be clean, and sometimes it just goes right over their head. Like if you make a historical reference or any type of reference, like college students may know who it is. Like a comic who I know, he does a lot of quote unquote smart material. And a lot of the times, like when he'll do different clubs, they'll just go right over their head, and like they'll laugh at like college bars.
Some of your attitude very pretentious.
Well, thank you.
No, but like honestly, like people generally, especially I think in this country, have a certain amount of brain. Like I don't know.
I mean,
Like maybe you're just not making it clear enough
Yeah.
as a comic.
Yeah,
that
no,
people
definitely.
Are laughing. Maybe you need to look at your joke again
Mhm.
and go, why aren't people getting it?
That's
Because
true.
maybe they're not getting it because it's not funny. Not that. Like, there's one thing being clever, but you also
Yes.
have to make it funny. And I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
a part of me, that's just an excuse. Oh, they weren't laughing. They were stupid.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sometimes crowds can be a little, slower than other crowds, especially if they're wasted or whatever.
Yeah.
But I
Like
don't
we
know.
saw last
like
night.
a part of me is like our job to find a way. We're wordsmiths. We're and like
Yeah.
Derek Edwards is brilliant at
That's
that.
his name. I was trying. There's a guy I know who's just like him.
Jeff
I can,
McHenry is the same.
Mhm.
He's a young version of a wordsmith.
Mark
Like,
Forward's good
certain-
at that too.
Yeah, like there's certain, so I don't know. Like there's a part of me that I don't buy into that. They're dumb.
It's not necessarily
maybe.
saying that they're dumb. It's just like
But
certain
yeah.
references people aren't gonna get. You know what I mean?
Right. So
That's kinda
they're
what-
ignorant, maybe
Yeah.
more than dumb. I don't know.
No, I'm not. You
I
know.
broke my freezer on the weekend. It was a terrible
This is how we
time.
segue into
Let's
this.
talk about that.
Let's talk about, because I knew exactly what you did when you told me. You said I was defrosting, and then I started chiseling, and I'm like, you broke your freezer.
And here's the thing about that.
Everyone knows you don't do that.
Well, I didn't. I just thought there's a lot of ice. Let's deal with this. And I
You
thought,
have to be patient and wait for the ice to
I
melt.
thought I was being proactive, right? And then it turns out I punctured the side
Yeah.
of my freezer, and there was this
Freon.
hissing sound.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like your eardrum.
I freaked out a bit because I was like, I don't know what is going on. So I checked like online to see what it said. I just typed my freezer's hissing, and like Google had
Mhm.
a thread popped up. But like,
They have a
you
thread
should-
for
You
everything.
shouldn't check
Can
the
think of
internet
anything.
for stuff because there's always some jerk who ruins it.
Yeah.
Because most of the thread I found, the answers were like, it's Freon, you've broken your freezer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or like, it's not poisonous, but you got to buy a new freezer. Nobody was freaking out or anything. And then this one guy at the end of the thread in big caps wrote like, it's going to explode, run away. And like 99% of me was like, okay, that's probably bullshit.
Yeah.
But 1% of me was like, I'm gonna die.
you
I'm
were
gonna
giving it
die.
some light,
I
yeah.
better start wheeling.
I better start. And that was while I was doing the set last night, the fundraiser at the
Mhm.
quarry. So
Yeah.
half the time in my head, I'm like, my apartment's on fire, my apartment's on fire.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
It's
feeling.
over.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
That happens to me all the time, even when
Sometimes you shouldn't Google. Look,
You
Google,
shouldn't, I agree.
Sometimes you just do not self-diagnose on Google.
You cannot. You should go to like an actual like medical professional.
I agree.
I read a similar thread when I was reading. Should you put styrofoam in the microwave? And I knew that you shouldn't do it, but I just wanted to hear what some of the people on the internet had to say about this particular issue. And some people were just like deliberately being dumb. They're just like, oh well, if you watch Transformers, it'll turn into something else.
Oh my god, I've gotten horrible things. Like I hid all my YouTube comments.
Oh yeah.
Because people are like, put a burqa on, you're ugly. And I'm like, what does that mean? First of all, I'm Jewish. Second
It's
of
like-
all, I'm like,
it's the anonymity of it. Like people.
yeah, people can be super mean when you don't have to know who they are.
Oh yeah, people. If all conversation was it's the same thing with cars. Like one of my favorite comics, a guy called Dylan Morn.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that guy.
He I love him, and he has this whole bit about how like if you bump into somebody on the street, right? Like you're both going the same way, you bump in. For the most part, you're very polite and like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
what did
that's
you do?"
true.
But if you do it in a car where the guy can't see you and you cut him off or something, you just freak out and you're yelling at him.
Do you think this because it's a disconnect in a car?
I
You
think
kind
it's-
of
yeah,
it's
when
like you're a part of a
Your
machine.
safety, yeah, you can drive away.
Whenever there's that anonymity of like on the internet or whatever it is.
Yeah, people are
people-
cruel.
Yeah, well, they start to show their true colors because a lot of the times you think certain things and you can't say because it's not socially, unless you're Paula Deen, of course.
Oh
But,
my god.
Yeah, because you were doing a bit, so that works.
I'm
Boom.
doing more
I had
tonight
to.
on it.
Top
Cultural reference,
Classical reference
contemporary.
number
Hey,
one. That's how you can date this
hey.
show. So you know this wasn't filmed 20 years ago. This is right now, people. This is right
25,
now.
25.
She's unbelievable, huh?
She is.
Yeah.
But you know
so
what?
she says the N-word, gets
Yeah.
caught, right? And then admits to saying it, then is crying on the Today Show.
Mhm.
And then she called, and now she's like, what was her quote? I was looking at it today. like sleazy Jew executives. And then the guy interviewing her is like, "Did you just say that?"
Said Dale from Arkansas.
I was like, "Oh my God."
when I heard that
from
story,
Arkansas.
when I heard that story, I'm like, yeah, she said it, but you know that's her fetish, man. You know that's what she gets off to.
Oh, you
Come
mean-
on now.
What? What's her fetish?
That's her fetish.
Say
She likes some jungle fever. She likes some
Wow,
black dick.
jungle
Of course. Come on. Let's be honest.
Doesn't every woman? Seriously.
Deep down.
I don't
Deep
know.
down.
Why-
Yeah, why are you asking
why you look
Kim?
at me when you said that?
I'm sorry, I thought you were black.
It's okay. Well, like if we
Funny
became one
story.
person, part of him would be black. So.
Wow.
50%.
I can't believe you guys have thought this much about it.
We have very sad lives in Windsor. There's not a lot to do. So
Just
mostly
drinking and talking shit
I think you
mostly.
should animate that.
We should.
Animated.
Yeah.
It'd
We
be
know
like-
some talented
It'd be
people.
like Power Rangers. You know how the Power Rangers they all
Exactly.
or like what's the rings where like
Wonder Twin Powers.
yeah.
Wonder Twin
Activate.
Powers. I was thinking power bracelets. My friend Jarrett Sorko wanted to do a sketch about power bracelets and about how like basically if I put it on it would heal me.
Sorko's opening tonight for us.
He is
for Kate and I.
Oh, he's opening?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Sweet.
go see Jarrett Sorko. Not like he needs more exposure, but he's a good friend of mine. I like hanging out with that guy. He I remember one of the pranks he played on me when we were at Cass's was I was like staying playing pool. And he just like moved the joystick, so I went to go sit down, and I almost fell. I was sitting on my chair, and it was similar to
I
what.
love that shit.
Yeah, I know. It's nice because some people when they're looking at it, they're like, oh, it's so cruel. Why would they do that to him? But they're like, no, he's a comic. This is what we do.
Yeah,
It
so-
gave you
You fuck with
material.
people.
You've got a whole bit there
Yeah.
you could do.
Yeah, no, he gave him material, and like he's my friend, so I don't give a shit. You know, I talk about how he looks like. Well, he said he looks like a cross between Ellen DeGeneres and Rod Stewart. So it's just something that we do. It
I
means
once
that we like
saw
each other.
He was introduced. I think Johnny P introduced him. Another local comic introduced him as a cross between Ellen and like a Pikachu character.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Look at him
yeah.
when you see him. He's got like the hair.
Oh my gosh.
It's true. He's doing very well on YouTube, and like whenever I do cameos with him and YouTube videos with him, it's always a blast to shoot.
With who? Which one?
Jarrett Sorko.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
He's got the I'm from Windsor song.
Yeah. It's like the only song about Windsor.
Yeah, sweet.
I do feel bad for Windsor. I love this city, man. It gets kind of shit on too much.
It does. I agree with that.
Windsor and Detroit, both are great cities. I love them both, and they're always getting. I've got so many good memories here. You know.
I think
It's a shame.
I think the thing about Windsor and Detroit is that it has so much potential still, even despite a lot of the history that happened with the Detroit riots and with the decline in the auto industry. It's left a sour taste in people's mouth, and people have had these negative attitudes because
People
of.
have just had a really hard time.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, I think that people still need to realize all the potential that is down here. We have so much available to us that we're not even utilizing. The waterfront, our connections to the
Yeah,
U.S.
the waterfront's
Yeah,
beautiful.
even the history over here. This is the most northern point to the Underground Railroad, and
Wow.
Well,
with
there's-
rum running and
Next to my
prohibition.
place, there's a tribute
Right,
in the downtown area to the Underground Railroad.
Right,
It's very
right.
nice.
absolutely.
And no, it is. It's a
He
cool.
tried to set it on fire.
He did. They would catch you, dude.
With my
Sorry, they would
freezer.
catch you.
I
They
was-
would catch
It
you.
was free on.
I was collecting it in a bottle. This is so I'm multitasking. I'm doing all sorts of things.
I think that's a good place to end it. I think we gotta wrap this baby up soon.
Fine, let's do it.
That went
Definitely.
by quick. That was a good
It
conversation.
did. It didn't even feel like we had one, did it? That's how a podcast should feel, though. It should feel natural.
And I only looked at your breasts like 4 or 5 times, or your boobs.
I'm not gonna say. I'm just
Is
gonna.
that
How many times have you? That's the question.
Well-
You're the host.
Wow, I'm not even wearing like something. I even have breakfast on my shirt. I'm such a loser. That is how I didn't even know this was gonna be filmed. I'm like, I'm going to a podcast. I'm gonna put on makeup.
To be honest,
okay.
I was looking at the
Go.
breakfast more than anything else. I'm a bit hungry.
Oh,
That's his
come
alibi.
on.
You can say
That's
it.
my alibi.
It's your alibi.
I
Why not?
I was just thinking cornflakes. I don't actually know what your breakfast is. Whatever it is.
Shut up,
If it was
guys.
Lucky Charms, it's like
I
the
hate
pot.
you both
It's the pot at the end of the
right
rainbow.
now.
It's a pot of gold right there.
Pot of gold, baby.
Just be more careful when eating breakfast, and this
Yeah.
will not be.
Okay.
If this was Monica Lewinsky's shirt, no.
Both Jewish, right? So.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna be confused. We just had a couple of breakfasts with Paul and Dean, and now we're
Sorry, I
going
didn't mean
way
to
Sorry.
back.
It's alright.
Going
Okay.
back to 20
Okay.
year.
Now I gotta hide my shirt like this. Can you just like film me?
Your whole set tonight is gonna be like this. Just
Uh,
don't wear my shirt.
Come,
cameras staring at me. I feel it.
Come see Kate Davis, Cameron Addison, Jared
Thanks for
Slorko.
having me on your podcast.
Absolutely. Sup podcast.
Sup.
The ninth
So,
podcast.
the
Very
ninth.
cool.
Just say it.
The
Sup.
ninth.
Sup.
Yeah, it was really cool. You didn't have to do this, but I appreciate.
It was fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good to
I hope you come back to Windsor, and if I ever come to Toronto, we
Yeah.
should chill.
Oh, let's do it.
Should definitely
Well,
chill.
we should- you're going.
And,
where's your next show again? You said you had another show coming up.
I'm all over. And then Vancouver. I'm in Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yeah, lots of comedy clubs
BC.
there. You guys should go. BC.
Definitely.
Yeah. I've
definitely.
been all over this country. Like Nunavut, Iqaluit
Ooh.
to like.
Born for Eskimos, eh?
I know.
Look at you.
Busiest legion in North America.
Wow.
In Nunavut?
Yeah, because the
Wow.
town's dry.
That's excellent.
Good times.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go right now.
Go see.
All right.
Go see Kate. Go see Cam.
Going
Come,
north.
go to
Support
the Comedy
everybody.
Quarry.
Absolutely. There is stuff to do in Windsor. You just gotta look and get off your ass. So do that. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, and also thanks for the CGM Studios for being kind enough to let us have the studio. And it's really great coming back here. This is where I started, and I feel very comfortable here. So we'll see you again next week. We got Cam Wells on the podcast and my other radio partner. So tune in for that, and we'll see you later, Squeak Freaks. Have a great day. Peace.
Squeak freaks.
Yep.